Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. Check, check. 1 2 1 2. Test, test, test. 1 2 1 2. Well, everybody, tuning in early. Pregame coverage coming your way here in about 5 minutes. It's the Salina Post Game of the Week right here on Salina Post.
It's time for your Game of the Week, brought to you by Eagle Communications and Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. And now with your pregame and play-by-play, here's Tyler Henry.
With a November chill in the air, two teams will look to heat things up in the NCAA tonight as our Game of the Week brings us to Ellsworth, Kansas to see the homestanding Bearcats look to knock off the white-hot Beloit Trojans. Hey everyone, welcome inside the broadcast booth here in Ellsworth. So good to be bringing you another edition of our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. And tonight we see a couple of league rivals going at it. Two teams coming into this game under different pretenses, but both looking to secure good spots for the postseason coming up here in just a few weeks. It's an Ellsworth team that suffered their first defeat of the entire season last week. They enter this contest at 5-1. Meanwhile, it's a Beloit team that does come in 4-2, but you look at those two losses, they came against the class of Class 2A, a loss against Southeast of Salina earlier this season, and a loss against Norton, two teams that are currently undefeated and sitting atop their respective divisions. This could be be one of the shorter games that we have witnessed all season long, as both teams love to run the ball, both love to limit the number of possessions this game sees, and every single score will be critical. We'll see how it all shakes out here in just about 20 minutes. But first, we will step away here on the Cadlock Countdown to Kickoff show. When we come back, we'll interview both head coaches and get you back out here to Ellsworth in time for the opening kick. It's the Salina Post Game of the Week, and it's presented this week by the good folks at Carico Implement and Commercial Tire Center.
Winter travel can be treacherous if your tires are worn out. Stay safe with an inspection at Commercial Tire Company. Cold weather also drops the inflation in your tires. Get them checked today to avoid losing grip or damaging your tires. Commercial Tire will help keep you safe. For repairs that aren't tire-related, our automotive and diesel mechanics will fix it right the first time. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th, Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
Welcome back in here on the Billings Group Countdown to Kickoff show. It's our game of the week, and we're joined now by Brad Gober, head coach of your Beloit Trojans. And Coach, first and foremost, thank you so much for taking some time and coming on the show today.
Absolutely, no problem.
So your team is off to a solid 4-2 start here. You know, overall, you take these first 6 games as a package deal. What has been the best thing that you've seen out of your guys here in 2024?
Well, I mean, we've played a really tough, schedule. Arguably we've played the first and second ranked team in the state, and the Southeast game obviously was, that game was a tight game, but outside of a 4-minute stretch where we gave up, 3 scores in 2 minutes. That was a competitive football game, and obviously we lost a really tough one to Norton. And so, I'd say our schedule's been tough, and it's helped us really, identify the things that we have to continue to work on as a group. And I'm really proud of the guys for being resilient and, continuing to improve. It's a new scheme for us. We've been in the Power T for, the last 3 or 4 years. And so there was going to be some growing pains a little bit at times this year, trying to figure out exactly kind of who we are, what we can do. And our kids have done a really good job, just learning the scheme. And, we play a tough schedule and really work on some things we have to improve on. So, proud of our kids.
Well, and you led me right into my next question. You talk about some of those improvements that your team is looking to make. Obviously, 2 big games coming up here at the end of your regular season. What are some of the biggest steps you'd like to see the team take forward here in these last couple games?
Yeah, I think for us, finishing drives would be something that I think we need to make sure that we are, improving on. If I go back to whether it's the Norton game, the Southeast game, or even last week against Minneapolis, in those 4 games, we have 5 drives or 6 drives that have finished inside, the 15 without points. And, that's something that, we have to be better at. And because, that's a lot of points being left out there that make a big difference in whether it's the seeding of games, but also just winning a couple of those games, whether it was Southeast or Norton. So, we got to find a way to continue to improve in that area. But we're getting there.
Defensively, you guys have one of the better teams in Class 2A. You're allowing under 12 points per game. What do you feel like has really kind of clicked with that group this season?
Well, I mean, we're really big up front, and our defensive line is really good. In 21, we had a really good defensive line, that was that had a lot of different guys on it, from Brandon Walker, played in the Shrine Bowl, to Grady Seifert, who was a junior that year, is at KU, and Cameron Conkle, take a bunch of other guys on that 21 team. They're really good. This group is, on par with that, from Eli Johnson, and Brody Litton, obviously we've got Brody Boudreaux and Colton Walters, those 4, and then we've got a couple other guys that rotate in across Kimmer and kids like that, where we got a really good defensive line. And when you have a really good defensive line, it really allows your defense to be pretty good because you can control the line of scrimmage in the run game. You can pressure the quarterback. There's so many things that you can do. So, defensively, we're really good up front, and that's really helped us out a lot. And we play some really good teams here, too, some really talented quarterbacks. And so all of that is just helping us improve and get to before we get to the playoffs.
On the other side of the ball, I wanted to talk to you about Jackson Weston. Coming into last week's game against Minneapolis, his numbers didn't really seem like anything to write home about, but it really looked like he took a step forward in that game. He was airing it out. He was throwing with good accuracy. 3 passing touchdowns for him last week. You feel like that really kind of helps open up the offense when he's firing on all cylinders like that?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can throw the ball consistently and get the ball downfield a little bit, it really puts a lot of stress on the defense. And that's something that we haven't really had over the last few years. We're still a work in progress in that. Remember our kids, never really lined up at receiver over the last few years, and our quarterback didn't really have to do much in the pass game. And so, all of these games have just been really good teaching tools to our kids, and we're learning a lot about what the pass game is as far as from the kids' perspective. And so each week is getting better and better, which is, what we want. But when Jackson throws the ball well and he reads things right, we can do some things in the pass game that really helps us out in the run game because the box lightens and we can make teams pay.
This is obviously a big game coming up here against an Ellsworth team that you guys have shared a league with over the last, really forever, it seems like. But, again, you look at your schedule with Russell coming up here week 8. Does this kind of feel like the last, big test for you guys on your schedule to, kind of make sure that you guys are playoff ready if you don't feel that way already?
Yeah, no, every game is an opportunity to sharpen yourself and to get yourself into a position to be ready for the playoffs. It really doesn't matter who you play. It's about how you play. And for us, the biggest thing for us right now is how are we playing? And, last week we played well at times. Like I said, we left 2 scores out there. And so, we had 400 yards of offense last week and only 27 points. And that's just some of the things that we talked about earlier about finishing drives and things like that. And so every game presents those opportunities to improve in those aspects of the game. And so these next 2 weeks, obviously this is the big one this week with versus Ellsworth, a non-district game, but especially with the new playoff stuff, every game is so important for seeding, so we've got to really focus in on this game right now, and then we focus on the next game after that, and then at that point it's win or go home. So both games super important, but really excited for this one.
Well, and let's talk about this one. You guys face a solid Ellsworth team. I know they lost their first game of the year last week, but still a really strong Bearcat squad. When you watch them on film, what are some of the biggest things that stand out to you right away, just about the way they play? Well,
Coach Revolka does a great job with that team. I mean, they're always super well coached. They're always very disciplined in what they do on offense and defense. Their kids know what the expectations are on how the schemes are run. And, they do a really good job in them. And, they're going to run power at us and counter. Those 2 schemes are probably their 2 favorite things that they do so far. And their running back does a really good job. Their O-line gets after it. They're physical and their fullback's good. And so they do a lot of good things on offense in the run game. And quarterback's growing up a little bit. It's his first year starting, and so he's getting better each week. And so they're always well disciplined and do some good stuff. And defensively, Coach Williams over there does a good job. And those guys know where they're supposed to fit. And the key is, how do we effectively block their front and give eye candy to linebackers. And so they're really good. And so we've got to be ready to play.
Well, last thing for you here, Coach, we ask every single coach every single week, but overall, what are your biggest keys to the game? What does Beloit have to do to pick up a big win here on the road and roll here to 5-2?
We have to establish the line of scrimmage on offense and make them and move that line of scrimmage forward. And on defense, we have got to dominate the line of scrimmage because that's what they want to do, and we've got to put them behind the sticks. If we're putting them in second and third and long, I feel really good about where we're at defensively. If we're allowing them to get 3 and 4 yards a pop, it could be a really short game with not a lot of possessions, and we got to make sure that's taken care of. So establish the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. If we do those things, we'll be just fine.
Well, Coach Gober, thank you again so much for your time. Best of luck to your Trojans tonight.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Once again, that was Brad Gober, head coach of the Beloit Trojans. We'll step away, but the Billings Group Countdown to Kickoff show rolls on next here on Salina Post.
From raw honey to wax melts to beekeeping tools, boxes, and frames, AJ Honey Farms has it all and more. Be sure to check out their salves. Salves is a powerful blend of nature's best ingredients. Beeswax, crafted with care to soothe and nourish your dry skin, minor cuts, and burns. And for dry lips, try out their Happy Bee Balm. Treat yourself to their locally produced honey items or get a beautifully packaged gift set for a loved one. Stop in to see AJ Honey Farms at 901 North 9th Street. More than just a honey store.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back in here on the Billings Group Countdown to Kickoff show. It's our game of the week, and we're joined now by Josh Homolka, head coach of the Ellsworth Bearcats. Coach, first and foremost, thank you so much for taking some time and sitting down with us today.
No problem. Appreciate you having us.
So if you take these first 6 weeks as kind of a big package deal, overall, what would you say has been the best thing you've seen out of your guys here in 2024?
Oh, we definitely play hard, and you get to see guys really mature in their spots. Like Landon Johnson's had a great year, so it's fun to watch to see somebody who's worked so hard, and teammates are helping him definitely, but he's put in a lot of work and he's doing a great job, and seeing some of these guys like Tucker Goss and Micah Galvin and Cooper McGowan grow a little bit, helping us out. So we've seen a lot of growth, but there's a little bit more maturity we could still get out of these guys, and I think these next 2 weeks will be big for us.
Well, and I was curious, just to take you back for a moment to last week, overall, I mean, what were kind of just your thoughts on a hard-fought battle with Halstead a week ago?
I thought it came down to just techniques and within our schemes and things like that we usually play really well, and we didn't execute on those all the time. So they did a good job of coaching their guys up and taking advantage of a few things, and turnovers, which we usually don't have a lot of turnovers. We had a couple turnovers that in the way we run an offense, we got to be able to grind out a touchdown. So we got to grind out scores. So we're not going to just always pop one for 80 yards like Landon can. Sometimes it's going to take us 12 plays. So we grind time off the clock, and sometimes I get you behind the 8 ball if you give up a couple quick scores. So, and that's kind of what happened to us.
I know you mentioned, trying to play the best football you can here down the stretch. Obviously, every team wanting to kind of start peaking now here at the end of the season. What are some of those minor adjustments that you want to kind of maybe see as you look to play your best football here down the home stretch?
I think it's just fitting certain plays. That got us last week, and then every week we've got a little bit better in the back end cover, and I think that's a big stress for us, is just covering down and not giving up, knowing where we're supposed to be. And past defense has been, we've played a lot better in the back end. Now we got to play better on our underneath coverage, and I think those are all works in progress.
When you look at a guy like Landon Johnson, he's already got over 1,000 yards rushing on the season. He's got 14 rushing touchdowns in only 6 games. What makes him so special as an athlete and so hard to defend against?
He's pretty explosive. I mean, and he's got speed to run away from people. We haven't always had that. We've had some tough tailbacks, tough quarterbacks that could put it in there and get us that 3 yards. But he'll get that 3 yards, and then he has the capability of extending those for big plays. So that's been the biggest difference. He knows the scheme and he'll fit it, but then if he can get to that secondary, he can make some plays.
You got 2 huge games coming up here to close out your season. I know we talked about something similar last year, but in a way, does it almost feel like the playoff type games begin here this week?
Yeah, I mean, these are playoff caliber teams, and they're going to be top tier, top home team type teams that are going to get home games in the playoffs. So we need to play well, and that kind of gauges where we're at.
When you have a chance to scout Beloit, I mean, what are the biggest things that kind of stand out to you right away, just about the way that they play?
We're pretty similar on offense and defense. I mean, just scheme-wise. So they do a little bit more maybe in the pass game than we're doing right now, but they do a lot of similar things that we do. So, I think they try to be physical up front, and I think they want to play physical type football. So that's what our goal is usually too. So I think it's a pretty even matchup.
Well, and speaking of the matchup, and I think you brought this up earlier, but I wanted to kind of pick your brain about this. So it's two teams that are certainly capable of throwing the football when you guys need to, but two teams that like to keep the ball on the ground, run some time off that clock, not probably expecting a lot of possessions here in this game. How does that play into, just kind of the philosophy that you guys will have to take into a game like this?
You got to be, I think both teams you got to stop the run. So, you can get more possessions if you're able to get some 3 and outs, and I think that'll be their goal against us, and that's our goal against them. So just playing those downs and you don't want to give up those 8, 10, 12 play drives. That wears the defense out, and it turns out a lot of our guys on defense play offense. So the more we can get 3 and outs and short, limit their opportunities. That's the goal. So, because possessions are going to be important in this game because both teams, they're going to try to grind it out.
Defensively, what are some of the biggest challenges that Beloit presents on that side of the ball, and where will your offense have to be sharp here on Friday night?
I think they do a good job. They do a good job running the ball. So, but with their run game, they do a good job in play action. So I think play action pass and things like that could be big for them, and we got to play. Those are 2 things that I think we really got to play well against play action pass. And if they get the run going a little bit, that play action gets even better. So we need to be good against the run.
Well, and last thing for you here, Coach, but overall, what would you say are your biggest keys to the game? What does Ellsworth have to do to pick up another big win here and move to 6-1?
I think playing well on defense, obviously, and we got to take advantage of. We got to be able to drive the ball. Just like we're saying, we got to stop them do that. We got to sustain some drives and keep our defense off the field.
Sounds good. Well, Coach Amolka, thank you again so much for your time. Best of luck to your Bearcats tonight.
I appreciate it.
Once again, that was Josh Amolka, head coach of the Ellsworth Bearcats. We'll step away, but the Billings Group Countdown to Kickoff show rolls on next right here on Salina Post.
We spend 1/3 of our lives working to build our wealth. With over 50 years of combined experience, Billings Group wants to be there to help manage yours. If you're planning for retirement or looking for financial coaching, then come see us on Westchester Drive, east of the YMCA, or visit our website at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through Private Client Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory products and services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor. RFG Advisory, Billings Group, and Private Client Services are unaffiliated entities.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
And now back to more football action with your Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
And with that one, I welcome you back here inside Ellsworth High School. Tyler Henry alongside you, and just about ready to get this game underway as the coin toss has already taken place. Ellsworth will be kicking away here to the Trojans of Beloit. This should be a fun game here, a battle of 2 very high-caliber NCAA foes. And as we get ready to kick this one off, it's Bo Kyler with the ball on the tee. Back deep to return here, Beloit looking for some good field position here after they got a solid win over a Minneapolis squad just 1 week ago. And we are underway. It's our Game of the Week presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. And it begins with a flag as the ball is kicked out of bounds. They will not take their chances with the return man. That is Joel Rexroth. Not a bad idea to keep the ball out of Rexroth's hands. We'll talk plenty more about him and what he brings to the table. But yeah, it is going to be better field position here for the Beloit Trojans. And as they set up shop here at the 30-yard line, line. Let's go ahead and meet the offense here for Beloit. It all starts with Jackson Weston, the starting senior quarterback. He is averaging 55% completion percentage this year, 623 yards, 7 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. But the main focus of this offense is junior running back Joel Rexroth, 154 carries for 884 yards. We'll talk more about the starters after this first down and 10 play. They will take the snap, give it to Rexroth here, looking for space. Right side finds about 7 yards, and a good start there for Joel Rexroth. Let's go ahead and meet the guys that he'll be running behind today. The offensive line from left to right consists of Riley Hilt, Eli Johnson, Brooks Jones, Griffin Johnson, and Brody Boudreau. And your top receiving options on this team are Jacob Hand, Cale Lenners, and Brody Litton. Gain of 7 on first down sets up a 2nd down and 3. Ellsworth comes out tonight in the all-black jerseys, white numerals with red trim. Meanwhile, the all-white jerseys with the black numerals, orange trim on the other side. Another handoff here, bouncing it to the outside, breaking through to the second level. A flag does fly. We will have to check the laundry on the field, but tentatively mark that down as a 12-yard gain for Joel Rexroth. Although, given the way everybody's moving here, it looks like they're going to take that back. And, yeah, it is a hold against the Beloit Trojans. Sometimes when there's that big of a running lane, you have to question whether or not it was gained legitimately. And in this case, it was not. So it remains 2nd down. First penalty of the day committed by Beloit gives us a chance to introduce you to the Ellsworth defense. In the trenches, Cooper McGowan, Ethan Tully, Caleb Hayes, and Micah Galvin. In the linebacking core, it's Landon Johnson, Tucker Goss, Jackson Manier, and Cameron Gardner. Your corners are Jace Thomason and Will Donnelly, and your safeties are Dax Leiker and Walter Holsey. They keep it here at 2nd down. It does back them up to the original line of scrimmage here on a 2nd down and 10. Jackson Weston set up here in the pistol. He'll take the snap. Ellsworth does want to bring some extra pressure. They do get hands on the running back, but he's able to break it free, and there he goes. It's a foot race. It's going to be won by Joel Rexroth, who takes it all the way to the house from the 35-yard line. And the Beloit Trojans will strike first in this all-NCAA clash. 65-yard touchdown run for Joel Rexroth on the 3rd play from scrimmage. And the Trojans asserting their dominance here early in this game. They will send Oscar Angelis on for the PAT. That was a firecracker of a touchdown for Rexroth. And actually, no, they're going to keep the offense on the field. They want to go for it. A little miscommunication, and it will come up short. But a 6-0 lead here for the Beloit Trojans. We'll step away, back with more Game of the Week when we return. It's presented here tonight by our good friends at Carico Implement.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Welcome back in here on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, presented tonight by the good folks at Commercial Tire Centers. And a dream start for the Beloit Trojans. They get it on just 3 plays, a 65-yard touchdown run from Joel Rexroth. It puts them in the driver's seat, up 6-0. And we will see now what the kicking strategy is. And I say strategy because Landon Johnson, who is the man lined up at the top of your screen to return this kick, has been just owning opposing kickoff teams all season long. He is just as dangerous, and they are going to kick this to the up man instead, who fields the ball at the 25-yard line, looking to shake and bake here to the 40, now steps back inside, and finally wrapped up and brought down at the 47-yard line, but not before a strong return. And with that, let's meet the offense here for the Ellsworth Bearcats. Will Donnelly, the junior, is your starting quarterback tonight. 319 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks on the year, but the feature back is Landon Johnson, who's already over 1,000 yards rushing so far this season. 128 carries for 1,236 yards and 14 touchdowns. They will also mix in Rhett Bull and Jackson Manier. We'll meet the rest of the offense after this 1st down and 10 play. Here for the Ellsworth Bearcats. Donnelly lines up in a pistol set. Landon Johnson keeping him company directly behind. They will give it to Johnson here on 1st down. He is stood up and dropped. It is a gain of nothing for Landon Johnson. And that gives us a chance to introduce you to the Ellsworth offensive line, which from left to right consists of Keegan Urbanik, Caleb Hayes, Ethan Tolley, Micah Galvin, and Tyler Conley. Your top receiving options are Dax Leiker, Jace Thomason, and Tucker Goss, who is also used quite a bit on those jet sweeps to try to stretch the field. 2nd down and 10, shotgun set for Donley. He'll take it, now keeps himself. Good read there by Donley, who plunges ahead, taking on tacklers. It's an 8-yard gain for Will Donley. And a good run gets him close to enough for a 1st down. Actually, quick correction, that was Goss who carries it ahead. Goss took the direct snap that time. So a much more manageable 3rd down and 1 now for the Bearcats. Beloit looking to stand tall here. Their defense really came through for him last week in a big win over Minneapolis. 3rd and 1. Donley back in the pistol set. He'll take the snap, give it up the middle. There's Johnson, falls forward for a gain of 4 and a 1st down for the Bearcats. We're going to continue to keep that ball on the ground so far today. Again, you look at the way these two offenses run. It's an Ellsworth team that gets 270 yards on the ground on average, only 63 yards through the air. For Beloit, those splits are about the same. 243 on the ground, 104 through the air. Once again, it's a pistol set here for Will Donley. We'll meet the Beloit defense after this 1st down and 10. He'll send a man in motion. Actually, this is another direct snap. Off to the right-hand side, a flag will fly, and we'll have to check the laundry as Johnson took a direct snap that time. Donley was the one that stepped out to the left side of the formation. And that movement itself may have been illegal. And, yep, they're going to say it was a legal motion. So that will back the Bearcats up a little bit here as Ellsworth commits their 1st penalty of the day. That defense for Beloit consists of Eli Johnson, Brody Litton, Brody Boudreau, and Colton Walker in the trenches. Jennings Sloan, Demetrius Dunnigan, Brooks Jones, and Riker Clark in the linebacker core, and Joel Rexroth at safety with Alex Laughlin and Ashton Bletcher at corner. 1st down and 15 for Donley and company. We'll see if they want to go to the air here for the 1st time. They will over the middle, but it is dropped. Looks like they were trying to find Tucker Goss over the middle, and an incompletion will bring up a 2nd and 15. It's the first passing play of the day. Again, these are two teams that historically do not do a ton of passing. Wonder how much of that we might see at any point in this game. They will set it up now, 2nd down and 15. Still looking to work their way closer to the sticks. Shotgun set for Donley. They do want to go to the air. He is immediately under pressure, fires it out. The ball tipped up in the air. It's almost intercepted. Boy, Alex Laughlin was lurking over the middle that time. He saw that ball almost come right down into his hands. Instead, it's another incompletion here for Will Donley. And it sets up a 3rd down and 15. And you got to think Beloit's probably going to pin their ears back and come for Will Donley on this play. I believe we've got our first timeout of the, nope, just a stoppage to reset the clock. And we are good to go. 9:28 remaining. Once again, a shotgun look here for Donley. They'll try to toss this to the outside. Johnson looking to get to the edge, and he will not find it, but another flag comes in here. That was Brody Boudreau who grabbed him and brought him down hard. But I believe there was a flag there. Actually, maybe not. May have just been a hand towel that flew. The punt team will come out. So far today, Landon Johnson, who averages 9 yards a carry, has been held completely in check. He has just 1 yard of net offense. Johnson is the punter. He will kick this away. It's a high spiraling punt that'll be, actually it'll take a bounce and roll all the way down to the goal line and into the end zone for a touchback. So, an Ellsworth return that got them all the way near the 50 then sees the drive stall out. And Beloit, for the second time tonight, will put the offense on the field. Again, it did not take them long to get that into the end zone last time. Just 3 handoffs, all of them to Joel Rexroth. And Rexroth did the rest. 2 teams, as we talked about in the pregame, that still have a shot at the NCAA league title. Of course, Beloit already lost to Southeast of Salina, but Ellsworth does not have a loss on the league ledger. If they can win here tonight, it sets up a winner-take-all league matchup with Southeast next week. They got to find their way past the Trojans first, though, as a first down handoff once again finds Rexroth, and the 12th man on the field, the old turf monster, reaches up and grabs a shoelace to pull down Joel Rexroth for a gain of 2. And 3 carries for Rexroth today, 7, 2, and 65 for a touchdown. 8:18 remaining. That clock continues to run here. Still early first quarter action. Again, want to thank you so much for tuning in here on our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Jackson Weston takes the snap. It's another give again up the middle. And again, stuffed and stood up there is Joel Rexroth. They will say that time he gets just 1 yard. This is an Ellsworth defense that's performed very well this year. They gave up just 7 points to Lions. They held Hillsborough to 6. They held Republic County to 14, Sacred Heart to 16. But this is undoubtedly the best team that Ellsworth has seen this season, as their schedule kind of backloaded with the tougher opponents coming here near the end of the campaign. 3rd down and 6. Jackson Weston wants to go to the air for the first time today, and it's incomplete as he underthrows the receiver here on the near side of the field. Was looking for Jacob Hand. He cannot find him. And the punt team will come out here for Beloit. This really does feel in many ways like the great equalizer. Although I don't know that is Landon Johnson. I believe that's Dax Liker back to return this punt. Still a great athlete in his own right. And he'll be looking to make a little something happen here with the wind blowing into the punter. And, well, I don't know if that was wind or something else, but it's going to give great field position here to Ellsworth, who are going to set up shop in enemy territory at the 47-yard line. While they take a break and we've got a quick stop in the action, I want to remind you that coverage of today's game is brought to you by Carico Implement in Ellsworth and Beloit. Right now, get 0% financing on select equipment. Contact your Carico sales team in Ellsworth or Beloit. Bearcats take over here with a short field. So far, Landon Johnson has been held completely in check, as has the passing game. Donley starting his day 0 for 2. Pistol set here for Donley. They do want to fire it out. Dax Liker makes the catch, chugs ahead, falls forward to about the 43. And it's a solid gain of 5 here on the first completion of the day. Dax Liker really has been the top guy in the receiving this year. 15 catches, 145 yards, and 3 touchdowns. The next best receiver on the team has just 7 catches for 99 yards. They found ways to get guys involved. They're trying to keep the looks mixed up here with 6:38 to go in a 6-0 ball game. Ellsworth trails with the football. Once again, a pistol set for Donley. He'll take the snap, another handoff. No, they give it here on the end around. There's a bit of a crease there. Still working his way forward to the 30-yard line. And a great run for Dax Liker is going to pick up about 12 yards and a first down. Boy, that's what Liker has been doing to guys this year out of the receiving slot. And it's a big first down pickup for Dax Liker and company. Good gain here, moves Ellsworth even closer to that red zone. They sit just about 5 yards off. Another pistol set. Once again, Donley takes, hands off right side, and Beloit is there to swallow up Landon Johnson, who does plunge forward for a gain of 2. Boy, you can tell whose number was circled and highlighted and probably pointed to with a bunch of arrows on the whiteboard. Landon Johnson's the guy that Beloit's been keying on, and every time Ellsworth has gotten the ball to him directly, he has just not been able to find much. Longest carry of the day went for 4 yards, 2 carries for nothing, 1 carry for -4. Lost all that yardage right there. 2nd down and 8 following the gain of 2. Donley back in the pistol once again. He'll take the snap. It's a bad snap, bad mesh. Somehow does get the ball off to Johnson, who breaks through to the second level and gets back to the original line of scrimmage. That time the ball from Ethan Tolley came back just a little bit awkward, and there was not much that Leiker was going to be able to do to get rid of it. Matter of fact, he's lucky that that didn't go for a loss. Time continues to wind here. 4:50 left to play, first quarter. 3rd down and 8. You wonder if they might be forced to go to the air here. Bo Kyler, rather, not Bo Kyler. Either way, they'll take it, run it right up the middle. There is a flag ahead to the 20, short of the sticks. Is the ball carrier. That was Tucker Goss who carried it forward, but we'll have to see if it's a free first down or if that's coming back. And it would appear that is coming back. Yeah, another kind of just unique motion, you could call it. And it is going to be a hold here. That, the 3rd penalty against Ellsworth. Ellsworth, again, they got off to a hot start. They began their year 5-0. Things were looking really good after a win against a really strong Hillsboro team, but came out a little bit flat and fell to Halstead 31-13, looking to bounce back. But again, you look at the schedule for this Ellsworth team. It does not get easier the further the season goes on, starting with that Hillsboro game and leading into this one. Beloit looking for a big stop here on 3rd and 15. They fake the toss, they keep it, they want to go right up the gut, and there is nothing there. Tucker Goss again takes that direct snap. And kind of almost a wildcat look. The result the same. Goss has just 1 yard on the carry, and the punt team, I believe, will come on here for the Bearcats. 2 guys back deep to return here. Johnson is the punter for the Bearcats. Ellsworth probably looking for a touchback here as they will kick it deep. And, yep, Beloit's going to let that go out of bounds. Did he pin him at the 2? Oh, my goodness, he did. I thought that was out of bounds, but no, it's a classic coffin corner punt. And Ellsworth is there with Landon Johnson to pin Beloit all the way back at their own 2-yard line. It's a great piece of work there by Landon Johnson. And 3 straight drives now that have ended in punts. These 2 defenses have really come to play. So Beloit begins at the 2-yard line. Jackson Weston, Joel Rexroth, and company trying to get the ball off their own goal line here to start this drive. It's priority number 1. Make sure you don't risk anything like a safety or anything of that nature. See what they want to do. Sticking with a pistol set. Rexroth lined up directly behind. They will give it to Rexroth, who does fall ahead for a gain of 1. But Ellsworth doing a good job of bottling him up. And there's just not been much room to run, save for the explosive 65-yarder. Both teams like to keep the ball inside the tackles. Like I said, you're not going to get many possessions in a game like this. Expect both teams to kind of try to shorten it out. A 14-point lead feels a lot safer in a game like this than it does when you've got teams chucking the ball around the yard. 2 capable quarterbacks, but 2 quarterbacks that just have not needed to air the ball out much in the course of their career. 2nd down and 9. It's a shotgun set this time. They'll send the man in motion. That's Rexroth. Toss it to him in the end zone. Has to cut it back to the inside, and he's down with forward progress. They are going to mark him at the 1. He was taken down in the end zone, but he got forward just far enough. You talk about having confidence in your guys. You don't run a toss play in your own end zone very often. That is why. And there is simply no room for error here for Beloit if they don't want to give up 2 points and give the ball right back to this Ellsworth offense. Time continues to wind here. 2 minutes to play here in quarter number 1. Jackson Weston takes the snap. They do want to go to the air. He will fire it out over the middle. It's underthrown, and it is incomplete. Boy, almost intercepted, but unable to come down with it was Dax Leiker. There is some wind here tonight that has played a little havoc, but now a very tough task as Beloit is going to ask Eli Johnson to punt this ball off of his own goal line. This is challenging for any punter. You're not going to have nearly as much space, and you see Ellsworth lining it up. They want to block this thing and find a way to jump on it for a touchdown. Snap back to Johnson. He is able to get it away. It's over the head of Leiker, who will let it take one bounce. He will field it and tries to make a man miss, but a textbook tackle back at the 43-yard line is going to lead to still reasonable field position there, but Leiker would have loved a chance to try to move up a bit and get his team even better spot to start this drive from. Instead, Beloit punts it away, and Ellsworth takes over for the third time here today. 1:47 left to go with that change of possession. Want to remind you, coverage of today's game brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers, keeping you on the road from Salina to Ellsworth to Beloit. Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything. First down and 10 for Will Donley and Landon Johnson and the rest of this Bearcat offense. They will hand it off to Johnson left side, breaking tackles, navigating traffic, and finding about 6 on the play. That's the biggest gain of the day for Landon Johnson, who I will remind you is averaging 9.7 yards a carry so far this season, just if you want a little perspective on how well this Beloit defense has been playing. Of course, we've seen Landon Johnson with some explosive performances here on Game of the Week before. He had 4 touchdowns. He would have had 6, but 2 were called back due to penalties in a game against Minneapolis earlier this year. Once again, they'll take it here on 2nd and 5. They want to roll out to the left-hand side. The pass made, the catch made, but it's knocked out. A fight for it here on the deck, and I think Beloit's got it at the 43-yard line. Have to wait for the motion from the referee, and now a late flag is going to come in. Still waiting for the signal on who's got the football here. The catch was made by Tucker Goss, and Goss just got absolutely blasted by a defender. That's an early candidate for our Salina Pain Clinic hit of the game. I think that's Goss going over there and picking up his mouthpiece. It got knocked out of his mouth. That's the kind of hit that he took. I wonder, too, if they're talking about making this an incomplete pass, at least from right here, right in front of us. It did look like a catch and then a fumble. You've also got to take into consideration that flag is in the area of unsportsmanlike conduct. And, yep, there it is. It is unsportsmanlike conduct, and it's against Beloit. And they're letting the offense stay on the field here for Ellsworth. So as far as I can tell from what the official just signaled, it's going to go down as an incomplete pass, which is a huge break. Actually, no, they're saying it was a completion to Goss. So Goss picks up 5. The penalty helps him pick up 15. And it's first down and 10 for Donley and company. He will fake the handoff, wants to go over the middle. The ball tipped in the air. Boy, another dangerous pass. And it's incomplete. You see Ellsworth trying to get the passing game going here. There has just not been much there via the run. Second down and 10 here from the 28-yard line. Working their way further and further into Beloit territory. Final minute of the opening quarter here in Ellsworth. Still a 6-0 lead for the visiting Beloit Trojans. They will send a man in motion. Donnelly takes the snap. Another handoff up the gut. Another short gain. Call it 3 there for Landon Johnson. And again, just not a lot of space to work with or space to run. Brings up 3rd down and 7. Time to run one more play here. Unless that clock stops for the Bearcats. But they want to take advantage right now as they do have the wind at their back. 3rd and 7. Donnelly takes the snap. He wants to fire it out. The catch is made on the far side. Now cutting it back to the interior. Breaking tackles all the way to the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Ellsworth Bearcats. And the Bearcats answer back on a lightning strike touchdown down to Dax Leiker. That was absolutely crucial. And a chance to take the lead with the PAT as Leiker hauls in his 2nd catch of the day. This one from 23 yards out for the score. Bo Kyler, the PAT, the kick is up and the kick is good. We will step away, back with more Game of the Week action when we return. You're watching right here on the Salina Post Sports Network. Coverage of tonight's game brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers.
This is a place that's just down the road. A place where going to work feels like coming home. A place where John Deere's legacy and innovation move agriculture forward. This is a place where everyone is treated like family, where opportunity abounds, where you can find lasting success. This is your future. This is Carico Implement.
Welcome back in here. Coverage of tonight's game brought to you by Carico Implement. A reminder, you can go get everything you need from them in Ellsworth and Beloit, either community that you support, whatever colors you wear. Carico Implement there to serve your needs. Again, just a reminder right now, you can get 0% financing on select equipment. Bearcats ready to kick this away following the touchdown pass to Dax Leiker. They will put a boot into it. It'll be low. It's picked up here at about the 15-yard line. That's where Beloit wants to run this out. Still navigating traffic and brought down hard at the 29-yard line. That's where the drive will begin, and as a matter of fact, that's where the quarter will come to an end. 1 quarter in the books, a 7-6 lead for the homestanding Bearcats. Back with more when we return here on the Salina Post Sports Network. Coverage tonight brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Summer travel can damage and destroy your tires. Commercial Tire Centers encourages you to check for proper inflation. Underinflation or overinflation, along with the extreme Kansas heat, can cause a blowout, damage to your vehicle, and even cause accidents. Make sure your passenger car, truck, RV, and trailer tires are all ready to hit the road when you visit Commercial Tire. We'll even check your spare tire. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Welcome back in here on the campus of Ellsworth High School. It's our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, brought to you by Carico Implement. And as we flip fields, it's Beloit with the offense on the field, trying to get things going after a quick start on a 65-yard touchdown run by this man. Joel Rexroth is off to the races once again. He breaks another tackle, and he's all the way up to the 47-yard line, rumbling ahead for a gain of 14. Joel Rexroth continues to impress here for Beloit. That's exactly what the Trojans wanted, and it's a great start as Beloit, for the first time in this game, will have the wind at their backs. There have been some pretty good gusts here today. Wonder how that might impact this game moving forward, especially in the kicking game with field position. Shotgun set, handoff here up the middle right side, and that will go for no gain. as Rexroth takes it ahead. And you're not going to be able to break one off on every play, but that's the way this Beloit offense is designed. You want to try to get 3 to 4 yards in a cloud of dust and give yourself a chance to pick it up on a third down and manageable. So far, that's a strategy that's worked out for Beloit. Again, they come into this contest at 4-2, but their 2 losses are to 2 of the only undefeated teams. Matter of fact, the only 2 undefeated teams left in Class 2A. That's southeast of Salina and Norton. Pistol set here for Jackson Weston. Takes it, rolls out here to his left, looking for the short underneath route. Catch is made, and it's good for a gain of 10 and a first down as they are able to link that up here on the near side to Jennings Sloan. Sloan's first reception of the day, good for a gain of 9. Matter of fact, that's the first completion of the day here for Jackson Weston. So Beloit pressing into Ellsworth territory for the first time in this contest. Don't forget, later tonight, tune in at 10 o'clock for the Kansas High School Football Scoreboard Show. Here's scores and game wraps from across the state of Kansas, brought to you by Home Automotive and Salina Surgical Hospital, also heard on 910KINA.com. Handoff Rexroth up the middle again, breaking tackles and navigating traffic, and a late flag is going to fly here. There was a defender for Ellsworth that got tied up on the offensive side with Joel Fuller, and you wonder if one of those guys is about to collect a flag of some kind for some extracurricular activities. And Beloit is already walking backwards as we've got a hold called against the Trojans. That'll take that last play and that solid gain off the board. A lot more penalties than I think we were expecting in this contest. Already 4 committed by each side. Stops the clock with 10:09 to go in the first half as Beloit will come back up, ready to look to chip away at it on 1st and 14. Shotgun set for Jackson Weston. Handoff right side. There he goes. Rexroth with a burst of speed into the second level and a gain of 13. And another late flag comes in here. I'll have to check and see if this is going to back him up or if it might be a free first down. And Beloit's walking backwards again. There's 2 flags down. Boy, this is getting out of hand. Beloit's doing some good things. You got to think, too, there's no love lost between these 2 programs. Beloit and Ellsworth, not big fans of each other. Sharing a league for multiple decades will do that to teams. And yeah, sure enough, they're going to back it all the way up. So take the 13-yard run off the board for Rexroth. It's called back on what's going to go down as the 5th penalty of the day on Beloit. It's not like Ellsworth's hands have been clean in all of this. Both teams going to need to tighten things up here. It's another first down and 15. Weston takes the snap. This time he does want to drop back. No, he gave it up the gut. That's a gain of about 12. This time it's Jennings Sloan on the carry. First time all game, I believe we've seen someone else tote the rock. And it goes for a 9-yard gain for Jennings Sloan. It's the other problem with Rexroth for defenders to deal with. You get so caught up watching him. You know he's the bell count guy. You know he's probably getting the football. And then the next thing you know, he's not the guy with the ball in his hands. And we've got the referees trying to sort something out here. Looks like we're ready to get back and play some football. 9:09 left to go. Shotgun set here for Jackson Weston. Takes it and does give it this time off the right tackle. Goes for a gain of 6. Once again, Rexroth on the carry. He's brought down by Dax Leiker. It sets up a manageable 3rd down and 2. Well, you can hear it coming into my headset. A lot of wind now blowing directly into the press box. Not really aiding either team as Beloit gets back up and ready to roll here on 3rd and 2. Two receivers split off to the left-hand side. Joel Rexroth tucked directly behind Jackson Weston in the pistol, and we have got a whistle and a timeout taken here by the Beloit Trojans. We'll step away when we come back. More high school football action presented tonight by Commercial Tire Center.
When there is wastewater backing up into your home, time is crucial. Hours are precious to minimize the mess and damage. That is where Salina Septic Service looks out for you with direct access to their dispatch board, so you can schedule the first available appointment. Upload pictures and description of your problem on the Salina Septic Service website and secure your appointment 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Money-saving specials now and information on worry-free service plans when you visit salinasepticservice.com.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
Welcome back in here once again on our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week as we continue working our way through second quarter action. And while the teams reset, I want to remind you, coverage of tonight's game brought to you by the good folks at AJ Honey Farms, Salina Septic Service, Commercial Tire Center, and Smart Insurance. Also by Vernon Jewelers, Salina Regional Health Center Careers, and 8-Pack Shears. Beloit called the timeout. They wanted to talk it over. They've talked it over, and now they are ready to try to go for this 3rd down and 2. Jackson Weston takes the snap. It's a feed with a head of steam and enough for the first down as Rexroth plunges up the middle. Boy, they gave him another 5 yards to get a running start. Kind of just took him right into the hole, and it's enough for a first down to move the chains for Joel Rexroth. Aside from the 65-yarder to start this game, Rexroth has not done anything spectacular, but he's had several solid runs. Unfortunately for him, 2 of his top runs were taken off the board due to holding penalties. But you can also make the case that if he doesn't get the benefit of the hold, he might not pick up the yardage that he got anyway. Time runs here, 7:56 to go. Shotgun set once again for Jackson Weston. He will send the man in motion. They will give it here on the near side. There is nothing doing for Jennings Sloan. Another flag comes in. That may have actually been a beanbag there as they look to sort out a fumble. Ellsworth motions that they've got it, and they do. The Bearcats pick up the Jennings Sloan fumble, and Ellsworth will get their first possession of the second quarter, courtesy of a big fumble recovery here on the near side. That is huge. That is the first turnover of the day. It puts the offense back on the field for Ellsworth. And they've got to feel good after standing tall, keeping the points off the board. More importantly, they hold a 1-point lead. They've got a chance to stretch that out to 2 possessions here if they can score again. 2-back set, handoff, Johnson, right side to the 30, and pulled down out of bounds. Yeah, you can hear the groans of the Ellsworth fans. They're going to get the flag either for a horse collar tackle or for a late tackle out of bounds. It's a gain of 6 for Landon Johnson. But there's going to be some free yardage tacked on to the end of this. Just a matter of which penalty it is and how many yards they're going to get out of this. And yeah, horse collar tackle is the call. That's 15 yards and a free first down, and a good run for Landon Johnson is going to turn into great field position for Ellsworth. Couldn't ask for much more if you're the Bearcats. It's going to move them all the way across midfield up to about the 47 in Beloit territory. Took Ellsworth a little time to get going. They scored last drive on a connection from Will Donley to Dax Leiker. Donley lined up here with 2 backs for company, takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Matter of fact, that's not Donley. Once again, plunging forward is Tucker Goss. Seems I wouldn't call it predictable, but when Goss is in the game, he's always a threat to run, but he's also a threat to hand it off. So you do still have to respect the outside run game of Ellsworth when he comes in and takes those snaps at quarterback. It almost reminds you of what Taysom Hill does at the NFL level. It's worked out for the Bearcats, though, as after the gain of 5, it's 2nd and 5. They line it up once again, 2 backs in the backfield. Everybody else bunched in tight. They will give this left side. Falling ahead is Dax Leiker. And Leiker's got 3 more on another solid carry here. His 2nd carry of the day. With 6:44 left to go. Makes this a 3rd down and 3. Bearcats back to work here. Beloit trying to find a way to get their defense off the field. They've stood tall in a lot of situations just like this. Looking to force a punt or a 4th down try here. Again, 3rd and short, handoff up the middle, keeping the legs churning and picking up the 1st down, and another late flag thrown by the white hat, who's now getting an argument from Will Donnelly about something. And it's another hold. Boy, the holding calls have really come in bunches here in this game. We are up to 11 penalties in what's turned into a flag fest here in Ellsworth. It's one of those things, too, where you just wonder. I mean, technically, you can call a hold on every single play. Most officiating crews will not call it. But that will back it up, and instead of a 1st down, more importantly, instead of a 3rd and 2, it's now 3rd and 12. Wonder if they might have to go to the air here. 5 interceptions this season for the Beloit defense. Donnelly, pump fakes, wants to go deep. He's got a man, but he overthrew him. Boy, they had it all set up if they could have found him there down the sideline as they look for Jackson Manier and just cannot come up with the completion. So the punt team is going to have to come on here for Ellsworth. And Beloit will get the ball back in good field position potentially. Joel Rexroth back to return on the left side here. That's the top of your screen as you view it on the Salina Post video feed. Low snap. They are able to get it away, but it's going to roll out of bounds, and Beloit will take over in solid field position. They've got the football here at the 21-yard line. A lot of punts, a lot of holds. So far, just 2 touchdowns in this game with 5:35 to go before halftime. While we've got a break in the action, I want to remind you, coverage of tonight's game brought to you by Billings Group, Kelly Kitchener of Shelter Insurance, the Bennington State Bank and Sage Product, also by Messenger Total Promotions, Salina Pain Clinic, and Equity Bank. Shotgun set for Jackson Weston. He will take it, hand it off right side. Boy, still keeping those legs churning. That's Rexroth. Turns lemons into lemonade with a 5-yard gain on his 10th carry of the day. I've got a chart that I keep my carries on that only goes up to 20. So far in the 3 games that I've seen Joel Rexroth, I've needed to use 2 lines. 5:12 left to go following the gain of 7. Beloit wanting to keep this on the ground, trying to keep it clean, and keep that penalty number for the time being down to 6. Weston takes it, hands it off right side, again looking for room, and again not finding much of it as the defense for Ellsworth converges on Rexroth. But it is going to be enough, they say, to move the chains, calling a gain of 3. And despite the good tackle there by McGowan, he gets ahead of steam. He pushes you forward before you pull him back. Good crowd on hand here in Ellsworth, Kansas. Here on the all-grass surface. Again, our second time coming down here. I want to say a special thanks to all the good folks at Ellsworth for having us out for yet another Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. First down and 10, man in motion. Handoff here, right side, looking for room, not finding much. And Ellsworth stands tall on first down, a gain of nothing for Joel Rexroad. Actually, that's Ashton Bletcher's first carry of the day. Trying to give Rexroad a gasp of air, maybe half a sip of water before they send him back in there. Again, Rexroad's been the bell cow guy. There's no mistaking that this season. He's got 154 carries. The next leader on the team has 38. Got more than 3/4 of the team's carries on the season. See if they go to him here. Instead, they will give it up the gut. Believe that was Bletcher again. And this time he does find 7. Bletcher's not a bad back himself. He is a senior at 175 pounds, 38 carries, 210 yards, and a touchdown coming into this game. He has been the go-to guy here. He sets his team up for a 3rd down and 4. Just a reminder, Beloit took the opening kickoff. Ellsworth will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Time continues to wind down here with 3 minutes left to play in the first half. Jackson Weston, who had 3 touchdown passes last week, wants to go to the air, chucks this deep down the field. There's a fight for the football, and he hauled it in. Oh my goodness, there on the far side, Jacob Hand comes up with a catch. Call it a 43-yard bomb to Jacob Hand. How about that for your 3rd passing attempt of the day if you're Jackson Weston? And now Beloit is going to be thinking about a touchdown here as they've worked the ball to the edge of the red zone at the 25-yard line. Again, Beloit does not throw often, but when they do, you've always got to be aware. Handoff Rexroad, keeping the feet under him, falling ahead for a gain of 4. Ashton Bletcher actually in on the carry again. They're really giving Rexroad some time to rest here. Time continues to run with 2:17 left to go. If you're Beloit, you got to go up tempo enough here to try to get yourself in the end zone. Wonder if they might let Weston try to throw it around a little bit with the possibility of taking a lead back here into the break. 1:57 to go. Man comes in motion, and we've got a whistle and a stoppage. It's a timeout by Beloit. Could be costly. It's their 2nd of the half. Only 1 remaining. We'll take it with them. Back with more when we return. Coverage of tonight's game brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers.
Congratulations. You're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Welcome back in here on the campus of Ellsworth High School. Tyler Henry alongside you. Coverage of tonight's game brought to you by Carico Implement. Check them out in Ellsworth or Beloit. Coverage of tonight's game also brought to you by Messenger Total Promotions. The official apparel provider for the Salina Post sports team is Messenger Total Promotions. See them in downtown Salina for local high school swag like hoodies, t-shirts, hats, and more. They can custom make anything and have school items for your car. Messenger Total Promotions in Salina, Minneapolis, and Junction City. Coverage also brought to you by Salina Regional Health Center. They are hiring. See all their open positions and start your new career today with Salina Regional by visiting srhc.com. So Beloit calls their 2nd timeout with 1:54 left to go. They set up shop here, 2nd down and 6. Jackson Weston back in a pistol set. And a give here up the middle, just not going to find a lot. It's a short gain by Rexroad. They say he got 2. But that clock becoming a factor with just 1:42 left to go. They can only stop it one more time with a timeout. And there just does not seem to be much urgency out of the Beloit Trojans, despite the fact that they are 20 yards from pay dirt. They've got it at the 19. Time continues to wind. 1:20 left to go. Jackson Weston sends a man in motion. He'll sweep across. They want to go to the air, trying to take their shot to the end zone. It was overthrown just a little bit. Matter of fact, I think they're fortunate that the intended target got a hand on that ball, because if Litton hadn't knocked it down, there's a very real world where Ellsworth picks that off. For what it's worth also, Jackson Weston 2 for 4, 50 yards, no touchdowns, no picks today. And it sets up a 4th down and 4. It stops the clock with 1:12 left to go. One timeout left for Beloit. 4th down and 4. Needing to pick this up. Bearcats looking to preserve their halftime lead. Here we go. Empty backfield for Weston. Fires it out left side. It is juggled and caught. Brought down by Cale Lenners. Lenners picks it up. Here come the Trojans. They want to run up tempo. It is a gain of 13 for Cale Lenners. And Beloit now with a chance to punch this in. Time still winding, but they've got 1:05 left to go, and they've got 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. They do still have that one timeout. Keep that in mind. But you got to think, if you've watched this team a lot, Joel Rexroth probably getting the football here. Wow, they fumbled it. They fumble the football, and it's picked up by the Bearcats at the 5-yard line. Oh my goodness, a bad mesh between quarterback and running back, and the Bearcats, with a huge break, don't have to worry about giving up anything, much less a touchdown, as they'll take over on their own 5-yard line. That is a monster break for the Ellsworth Bearcats, who can play this conservative if they want and take a 1-point lead into the locker room. And they will. Looks like they're going into, victory formation. They take a knee. They'll let the clock expire and take that 1-point lead into the break. I believe because of the timing, they should still have to take one more knee. Not a bad idea here if you're the Bearcats. There's no sense in risking anything on a deep bomb downfield. There's no sense in risking a fumble or anything else. Just let that clock expire, and that's exactly what they're going to do here. Bearcats will come out. They will not have to take another knee, and we have officially reached the halftime break. We'll step away. When we come back, it's halftime coverage. The Ellsworth Bearcats hold the lead. They're up 7-6 here at the break here on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, brought to you today by the good folks at Commercial Tire Centers and Carico Implement.
This is a place that's just down the road. A place where going to work feels like coming home. A place where John Deere's legacy and innovation move agriculture forward. This is a place where everyone is treated like family, where opportunity abounds, where you can find lasting success. This is your future. This is Carico Implement.
Close your eyes. Now, imagine yourself cheering from the bleachers at Salina South. Feel the pride of donning the colors of Salina Central. Picture the spirit of being part of the Sacred Heart community, or the camaraderie at Southeast of Saline. Envision the thrill of supporting El Saline or Bennington. Visualize the unity in rallying for Minneapolis High. Now, open your eyes and see yourself in team apparel from Messenger Total Promotions. Visit them in person in downtown Salina.
Are you looking for a professional change? Salina Regional Health Center has immediate openings with our financial and revenue cycle departments. We are seeking highly motivated professionals for the following key positions: Registrar, Certified Professional Coder, Health Information Management Associate, Financial Counselors, and Medical Billing Specialist. These full-time roles offer competitive salaries, comprehensive benefits, and in many cases, flexible scheduling with generous time off policies. At Salina Regional Health Center, we foster a collaborative and supportive team environment. Interested candidates are invited to apply directly through our website at srhc.com. For further inquiries about these opportunities and others, please contact me, Tess Madro, in Human Resources at 785-452-7026. Salina Regional Health Center, taking care of you so you can care for others. It's the Salina Regional Health Center way.
At Vernon Jewelers, we are celebrating 140 years of our family serving yours, serving you with the best in prices, quality, and the service to back it up. You can trust us for your unique custom pieces and any repair you may need. And just because we've been around for 140 years doesn't mean we are old and out of touch. It just means we're really good at what we do. Now is the time to shop for the holiday. Come see us in downtown Salina and look for the iconic Vernon Jewelers sign on Santa Fe, here for you since 1884.
Summer travel can damage and destroy your tires. Commercial Tire Centers encourages you to check for proper inflation. Underinflation or overinflation, along with the extreme Kansas heat, can cause a blowout, damage to your vehicle, and even cause accidents. Make sure your passenger car, truck, RV, and trailer tires are all ready to hit the road when you visit Commercial Tire. We'll even check your spare tire. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer. The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
When there is wastewater backing up into your home, time is crucial. Hours are precious to minimize the mess and damage. That is where Salina Septic Service looks out for you with direct access to their dispatch board, so you can schedule the first available appointment. Upload pictures and description of your problem on the Salina Septic Service website and secure your appointment 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Money-saving specials now and information on worry-free service plans when you visit salinasepticservice.com.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
We spend 1/3 of our lives working to build our wealth. With over 50 years of combined experience, Billings Group wants to be there to help manage yours. If you're planning for retirement or looking for financial coaching, then come see us on Westchester Drive, east of the YMCA, or visit our website at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through Private Client Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory products and services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor. RFG Advisory, Billings Group, and Private Client Services are unaffiliated entities.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey, Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Close your eyes. Now imagine yourself cheering from the bleachers at Salina South. Feel the pride of donning the colors of Salina Central. Picture the spirit of being part of the Sacred Heart community or the camaraderie at southeast of Saline. Envision the thrill of supporting El Saline or Bennington. Visualize the unity in rallying for Minneapolis High. Now open your eyes and see yourself in team apparel from Messenger Total Promotions. Visit them in person in downtown Salina.
Are you looking for a professional change? Salina Regional Health Center has immediate openings with our financial and revenue cycle departments. We are seeking highly motivated professionals for the following key positions: Registrar, Certified Professional Coder, Health Information Management Associate, Financial Counselors, and Medical Billing Specialists. These full-time roles offer competitive salaries, comprehensive benefits, and in many cases, flexible scheduling with generous time-off policies. At Salina Regional Health Center, we foster a collaborative and supportive team environment. Interested candidates are invited to apply directly through our website at srhc.com. For further inquiries about these opportunities and others, please contact me, Tess Madro, in Human Resources at 785-452-7026. Salina Regional Health Center, taking care of you so you can care for others. It's the Salina Regional Health Center way.
At Vernon Jewelers, we have 140 things to celebrate, like 140 years of our family serving you and your family. In honor of our 140th anniversary in downtown Salina, we are offering 20% off everything store-wide, plus a bonus. At time of purchase, select a bonus bubble and you could save an additional 10 to 20, even 30% off, up to 50% off your purchase. Excludes repair and loose diamonds. Sell in September 21st. Vernon Jewelers celebrating 140 years in downtown Salina.
Life is better with American Family Insurance because our agents provide specialized local expertise to help you get the right coverage at the right price. We understand that farming and ranching is at the heart of what you do, and we want to help protect what you've worked so hard for. Let's build the policy your farm and ranch deserves.
Contact Scott Osherman, agent at Scott Osherman Agency, Inc. at 785-392-3111 today.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
And now back to more football action with your Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Apologize for the brief delay, but we are back in here on the halftime report again. A lead right now of 7-6 for the homestanding Ellsworth Bearcats. And With that, let's go ahead and take a look at other scores and happenings around our area on our Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Got some games that have already reached the halftime intermission, and we start with one just a little bit to our south. Andover currently holds a 14-7 lead over Salina Central. Salina has taken a commanding 38-0 lead. They hold that over Gossel. Meanwhile, Abilene is up 19-0 on El Dorado. Southeast of Salina is up 14-0 on Halstead, while Migo holds a 7-6 lead on Clay Center, and Sacred Heart is up 22-8 on Harrington. We'll step away, but when we come back, it's a quick first half scoring recap and the second half of action right here on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week.
Winter travel can be treacherous if your tires are worn out. Stay safe with an inspection at Commercial Tire Company. Cold weather also drops the inflation in your tires. Get them checked today to avoid losing grip or damaging your tires. Commercial Tire will help keep you safe. For repairs that aren't tire-related, our automotive and diesel mechanics will fix it right the first time. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th, Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
From raw honey to wax melts to beekeeping tools, boxes, and frames, AJ Honey Farms has it all and more. Be sure to check out their salves. Salves is a powerful blend of nature's best ingredients. Beeswax, crafted with care to soothe and nourish your dry skin, minor cuts, and burns. And for dry lips, try out their Happy Bee Balm. Treat yourself to their locally produced honey items or get a beautifully packaged gift set for a loved one. Stop in to see AJ Honey Farms at 901 North 9th Street. More than just a honey store.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
We spend 1/3 of our lives working to build our wealth. With over 50 years of combined experience, Billings Group wants to be there to help manage yours. If you're planning for retirement or looking for financial coaching, then come see us on Westchester Drive, east of the YMCA, or visit our website at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through Private Client Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory products and services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor. RFG Advisory, Billings Group, and Private Client Services are unaffiliated entities.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Welcome back in here on the campus of Ellsworth High School. Tyler Henry alongside you. A 7-6 lead for the homestanding Ellsworth Bearcats. Got one more score to pass along to you from our Bennington State Bank scoreboard. And, boy, it's a big one for our friends in Salina. Salina South. They lead campus 21-14. That is a South team that is looking for their first football victory in over 3 whole seasons. A chance for them to get that against the campus Colts if they can hold on. Again, they lead it by 1 score here at the intermission. As far as this game goes, scoring recap is going to be pretty simple. It was a Joel Rexroth 65-yard touchdown run with a failed 2-point conversion that gave Beloit their 6 points. It was followed by 5 consecutive drives that ended in a punt, and then it was a hookup between between Will Donnelly and Dax Leiker of 23 yards and a made extra point that has given Ellsworth their current lead of 7-6. In the time after that, not a whole lot happened. 1 punt, 2 fumbles, and that led us to the halftime intermission with a 7-6 lead for the homestanding Ellsworth Bearcats. We will step away one more time, but when we come back, it's an opportunity. When we come back, it's the second half of play. That right around the corner here on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, brought to you today by our friends at Carico Implement.
This is a place that's just down the road. A place where going to work feels like coming home. A place where John Deere's legacy and innovation move agriculture forward. This is a place where everyone is treated like family, where opportunity abounds, where you can find lasting success. This is your future. This is Carico Implement.
For a century, from the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
Welcome back in here on our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers, keeping you on the road from Salina to Ellsworth to Beloit. Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything. Well, a good first half, a defensive duel to start this contest. The Ellsworth Bearcats will put the offense on the field first as they kicked off to start this game, and we are just about ready to get the second half underway as the offense raring to go here for the Bearcats. Again, Beloit comes out in the all-white jerseys with the black pants, black numerals trimmed in orange. Meanwhile, for Ellsworth, it's the all-black tops, all-black bottoms, white numerals trimmed in red. And we are just about ready to get this second half underway. It's a short kick. It'll be fielded back here at the 20-yard line. That's where they will try to run this out. A good cut here. Now back to the near sideline across the 35 up to about the 37. And a good return will give the offense a chance to get something rolling here for the homestanding Bearcats. Again, the offense looks like this. It's Will Donnelly at quarterback, Landon Johnson as your top option at running back. Your receivers are Dax Leiker, Tucker Goss, and Cooper McGowan. Offensive line from left to right, Keegan Urbanik, Caleb Hayes, Ethan Tolley, Micah Galvin, and Tyler Conley. Most of the damage done on the ground. The touchdown, of course, though, done through the air for Ellsworth, who will put Will Donnelly in a pistol set. He's got Landon Johnson for company here on this first down and 10. Takes the snap at the handoff. Johnson trying to find space, navigating traffic, and falling forward for a short gain of about 3. But yeah, for Johnson, his 10th carry, still nothing. Even at his average of 9.7 yards a carry. It's a solid defense here for Beloit, and a defense that has been getting it done here in the early goings of this game. Second down and 6. Donnelly with 2 backs for company, joining him back in the backfield. He'll take the snap once again, direct snap, and falling forward here. I keep getting caught out by that. That is Tucker Goss. It's another gain of 4 for Goss. For Goss, his 4th carry of the day. Riker Clark, the middle linebacker, comes in to make the tackle. Matter of fact, let's reintroduce you to the Beloit defense as well. In the trenches, Eli Johnson, Brody Litton, Brody Boudreau, and Colton Walkers. In the linebacking core, Demetrius Dunnigan, Brooks Jones, Riker Clark, and Jennings Sloan. Your secondary is Joel Rexroth, Alex Laughlin, and Ashton Bletcher. Third down and 2, high snap, fake handoff on the outside. They read it well, and they bring down Tucker Goss for a loss of 4, and the punt team is going to be forced back onto the field here for the Ellsworth Bearcats. This has been a punt-heavy contest, to say the least. Joel Rexroth, one of the 2 guys back deep to return this punt. From Landon Johnson, who takes a terrible snap. He has to pick it up late. Now he's off and on the run, and he's brought down at the 34-yard line. It's going to be a de facto turnover on downs on a bad snap. And a huge break here for the Beloit Trojans, who instead of taking over pin deep in their own territory, are going to take over already in Ellsworth territory with 10:10 to go here in the third quarter. Dream situation for the orange and black. A reminder, Jackson Weston is your quarterback. Joel Rexroth is your running back. Jacob Hand, Cale Lenders, and Brody Litton, your wide receivers. Your offensive line from left to right, Riley Hilt, Eli Johnson, Brooks Jones, Griffin Johnson, and Brody Boudreau. Shotgun set for Jackson Weston. Wind at his back. They will fire it out here in the flat. Catch made on the knees, and unfortunately at the high school level, that means that Jacob Hand is down before he even has a chance to get started. At his Hand's second catch of the day, it goes for a loss of 1 on just the 6th attempt of the day passing for Jackson Weston. I know we talked a little bit earlier about the splits for Jackson Weston. Again, they are a bit strange, but he came into last week's game with 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. He left last week's game with 7 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. So he is coming off of his best passing performance of the season. Here he hands it off to Rexroth, and Rexroth finds maybe 2 yards on the carry. Certainly no more than that on his 14th touch of the day for Beloit. Sets up a 3rd down and 10. Want to remind you that from raw honey to wax melts to beekeeping tools, boxes, and frames, AJ Honey Farms has it all and more. The proud sponsor of tonight's broadcast. Treat yourself to their locally produced honey items or get a beautifully packaged gift set for a loved one. Stop in and see AJ Honey at 901 North 9th Street in Salina or at Jean's right here in Ellsworth. Big 3rd down and 10 coming up here for the Beloit Trojans. Rolling out to the left is Jackson Weston. Off balance, uncorks a deep ball. It's incomplete. Good coverage that time. The ball underthrown just a bit. No chance to come back and get it as they were looking again for Jacob Hand. Boy, Hand is one of those kids. You can just tell he's going to have a good career for this Beloit Trojan team. He's already the leading wide receiver on the squad, and he gets it done as just a freshman. Beloit's kind of in that no man's land. They could go for it here if they wanted to, as opposed to just pinning the Bearcats back deep in their own territory, but we'll have to see what decision they make. Choice to be made for 8th-year head coach Brad Gober. Gober's been around these parts for a while. Matter of fact, himself and Josh Amolka both in their 8th season at head coach. And yeah, Beloit's going to keep the offense on the field. They want to go for it. Weston rolling out under pressure. He is dropped in the backfield, and it's a big sack for the Ellsworth defense. Tucker Goss came through like a human missile, and it's a turnover on downs as Beloit gives it right back with 8:40 to go here in the third quarter. Tucker Goss untouched through the line, and the offense right back where they started here on the 41-yard line in their own territory, looking to push in further. 1st down and 10. Sticking with this setup, believe that is Goss in at quarterback, and it is. He takes it, hands it off to Johnson, looking to stretch this to the outside, now looking for a cutback lane, doesn't find much. But he does have 4 yards on the carry. Knocked out of bounds by Ashton Bletcher knocks him down. Sets up a 2nd and 6. Temperatures continuing to cool down. It was a bit of a warm afternoon. 65 degrees, clear skies, plenty of wind here today. Second down, fake the handoff. They want to go to the air, but in trouble, and now dropping the football is Donnelly. Believe they were able to jump on it and recover it, but something got blown up there at the mesh. And once again, surprise, surprise, it was Brody Boudreaux, actually Eli Johnson, who was in on the tackle. Boy, Johnson and Boudreaux have just been causing problems since the beginning of this game, and it's a loss of 5. They will credit that, unfortunately, to the quarterback, Donnelly. First official carry of the day for Donnelly goes backwards the wrong way for a loss of 5. He's under pressure, fires it out. It's picked off at the 50-yard line. And here come the Trojans. Beloit taking it back the other way down to the 20 to the 15, 10-5 touchdown. Beloit with a 50-yard pick 6. And it comes over the middle for Jennings Sloan. A huge momentum swing in this game. And Sloan gives the Trojans a 12-7 lead with a chance to tack on one more here. Beloit keeping the offense out. They want to go for 2 once again. Jackson Weston waiting for another man to come onto the field here. Will be a receiver who lines up at the bottom of your screen. Everybody bunched in tight here on this set. They will hand it off left side and into the end zone. Maybe, yes, just able to get in and across the line. So the 2-point conversion is good. It's a 14-7 lead for the visiting Beloit Trojans on a 50-yard pick 6 by Jennings Sloan. Back with more when we return here on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, brought to you tonight by the good folks at Carico Implement.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
Welcome back in here on the campus of Ellsworth High School. Tyler Henry alongside you, a 14-7 lead for the Beloit Trojans. Ellsworth is going to have to take over once again as Will Donnelly was picked off and it was taken all the way back to the house. 1 touchdown, 1 interception so far today for Donnelly. And hoping here for a good return, but it's another short kick. It's well out of bounds. And certainly not what I believe Beloit was going for there. 7:36 left to go. Still a lot of time left in this game. But if you're Ellsworth, you don't want to let too much of this get away from you. Again, both teams capable of chewing up the clock. So far, though, neither team has had a 2-possession lead. It was 6-0 Beloit. It was 7-6 Ellsworth. It's 14-7 back in favor of the Trojans in black and orange. Donnelly and the offense given great field position to start here. They'll have it at their own 41. That is where this drive begins. Here for the Bearcats. Or at least it will. Had a quick stoppage there. Believe perhaps needing to get the tee removed from the field. Now we're good to go. 7:36 left to go. Pistol set here for Donnelly. Takes the snap, handoff left side, blown up for a big, big loss. Demetrius Dunnigan in on the tackle. It's a loss of 10 on the carry by Landon Johnson. And it's second down and a long way to go here for the Bearcats. Boy, you look at the guys that Beloit has in that box. Sloan with the pick 6, Dunnigan with the big tackle for loss, Johnson and Boudreaux with a sack apiece so far today, Litton with a fumble recovery. These guys have just been getting it done. They will hand this off and still going backwards. That time it was Colton Walker's. Boy, I think Walker's heard he was the only guy on that front seven I didn't mention. He comes up and gets a tackle for loss himself. And Ellsworth just continues to go in the wrong direction here. As it is, boy, third down and I'd say about Beloit High School to go to pick up this first down. Time continues to run, 6:30 remaining. They will probably, I would think, go to the air here. Donley hands it off instead to Johnson, right side. And Landon Johnson will get 8, but no more. As the punt team going to have to come back out here, I would imagine, for the Bearcats of Ellsworth. Have not really seen a chance for a true return. Alex Laughlin and Joel Rexroad are your two back deep to return. This time it's a better snap, and the punt is away into the wind. It's going to be fielded here by Rexroad, who makes the first man miss, looking for space, takes some contact, and he's brought down at the 35-yard line. So the punt for Ellsworth gives it back to Beloit, and the Trojans going to look to take that very coveted 2-score lead. Beloit will put the offense on the field for just the second time in this half. Remember last time, the turnover on downs on the big sack by Tucker Goss. Jackson Weston back to work, tucked in his left hip pocket. Joel Rexroad takes the snap. It's a handoff to Rexroad up the middle. Gets maybe a yard, certainly no more than that. And the 18th carry of the day for Rexroad goes for a short gain and allows Beloit to continue chewing away at the clock. Beloit in absolutely no hurry to get the next play off. This is what they did to Minneapolis a week ago. Matter of fact, this is what they've been doing for teams, or doing to teams for about 8 years under Brad Gober. And it has worked. Team that's won a heck of a lot more games than what they've lost. 4:51 left to go. Receiver comes in motion. Pistol set this time for Weston. Handoff right side. Again met at the line of scrimmage and dropped for a loss of 1. Is Joel Rexroad, so he gains 1 on first. He loses 1 on second. And they're right back where they started for a 3rd down and 10. Say with forward progress, he actually did not lose the yard. So it is 3rd down and 9. You wonder if they might let Jackson Weston air this out. Snap back to Weston. Pump fakes. There he got the defender to bite. Goes over the middle. It's broken up. Incomplete. And it's another huge defensive play by Dax Leiker. Boy, he put the biscuit in the basket for Cale Lenners. But Leiker comes over and bats it out of the air. And Beloit will have to return the favor here with a punt of their own. This game has been a true defensive duel. We have seen a lot of punting. Dax Leiker is the man standing back at his own 35-yard line, looking to potentially break one off here. Special teams, could it be what gives a chance back here to Ellsworth? Well, they're not going to give him a chance as they kick that out of bounds here at about the 41-yard line. That's where this drive will begin for the Ellsworth offense. And you're going to get some groans here from the fans. Yeah, they're going to move this up. It looked like it went out of bounds at about the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. The official came over initially and spotted it back at the 38. It's not the most objectionable thing that I've seen, but yeah, I had the same thought as the fans here. That looked like a very friendly spot to the road team, let's call it. But they put it down at the 40-yard line. I think what the Beloit defense will argue is it doesn't really matter the way they've been playing and the way they've been able to stop Ellsworth. Bearcats are looking to reverse those fortunes here, but they're going to need to get something put together as they've put just one touchdown on the board here today. All of their other drives have ended in punts except for one that ended in a fumble. First down and 10. They will hand this off again up the middle, and there is simply nothing there. Landon Johnson finds 2 yards before that gets shut down. '15th carry of the day for Landon Johnson sets up 2nd and 8. Time continues to wind here. Not a huge factor just yet. Just something to keep an eye on. Again, normally you don't see a lot of possessions between these two, but a lot of 3 and outs and a lot of punts have given both teams opportunities. 3 receivers line up to the left-hand side. Tucker Goss, Dax Leiker, and Cooper McGowan. Shotgun set here for Will Donnelly. Landon Johnson lined up in his left hip pocket. They'll take the snap. It's another handoff here. Johnson looking for something. And Beloit there to stop it. Once again, Brooks Jones and Eli Johnson in on the tackle. So no gain there. That'll bring up a 3rd and 8. Beloit looking to reverse their fortunes here. Trying to get that offense back on the field. And a bad snap that almost does end up in the hands of Dax Leiker, but it's a huge loss of 10. It's another bad snap. And just out of character for what we've seen out of Ellsworth so far, but they keep going the wrong way. And it's 4th and a long way to go, and a great chance for Rexroad and Laughlin to come out and maybe make something of this return. You got to make sure you have a good snap back to Landon Johnson, the punter here. Good snap. They might have gotten a hand on that. Again, the punt just dies in the night sky and in that wind. And with 1:26 left to go, Beloit will take over once again here. I'll tell you what, the way things are going here, you tip your cap to both defenses, but it's going to be pretty easy to cut the highlights from this game. Low scoring, 14-7 affair. And when you add it all up, 9 punts, 3 touchdowns, 3 turnovers. One of those touchdowns of the defensive variety. Jackson Weston and the Beloit offense back on the field. They want to hand this off right side to Rexroad. Rexroad ahead for a short gain. They do say give him a yard, but no more than that. And it is 2nd and 8. Beloit again doing what they do, protecting this lead. They don't need much to do that. So far this season, they have already played in a couple of one-score games. Fortunately, they lost one of those games, 14-7 to Norton. They would really like another score here, trying to take a 2-possession advantage, but there's simply nothing there for Rexroad, who loses a yard on the play. You got to tip your cap to this Ellsworth defense. They have really been good. For as much as we've talked about the front 7 of Beloit, you look at a group that includes Cooper McGowan, Ethan Tully, Caleb Hayes, Micah Galvin, and then you mix in Tucker Goss and Landon Johnson in that linebacking core. They have really limited the damage that Beloit's been able to do in this game. But Beloit's done just enough, and they've done enough to take a 14-7 lead into the 3rd quarter. We'll step away one last time, but when we return, it's the 4th and final quarter of action. Beloit leading the way here on the Salina Post Sports Network.
This is a place that's just down the road. A place where going to work feels like coming home. A place where John Deere's legacy and innovation move agriculture forward. This is a place where everyone is treated like family, where opportunity abounds, where you can find lasting success. This is your future. This is Caraco Implement.
Welcome back in here on the campus of Ellsworth High School. Tyler Henry alongside you, and while we've got a quick break here before the fourth quarter, I want to remind you that coverage of tonight's game is brought to you by Sage Products. Sage Products of Salina is your supplier of janitorial products for your business or home. From paper towels to soap and items from ceiling to floor, you'll see products from Sage. You can get the same home field advantage at your home or office by visiting sageselects.com. Well, we knew it was going to be a low-scoring affair. We knew it was also going to be a game that probably didn't see all that many possessions, but I don't think we were expecting as many 3-and-outs as what we've had in this contest. And also, you come back and you take a look at it, and Joel Rexroth took the third run of the day, 65 yards to the house. Since then, I don't know that Beloit's had 65 yards of total offense in this game. I don't think either team has had 65 yards of total offense since that run. Both teams really limiting what is possible in this game. 3rd down and 8 here for Beloit. Low snap taken here by Weston. He wants to air one out down the sideline. It's a jump ball, and it is incomplete. Boy, a couple of defenders in on the play there back in the Ellsworth secondary. Ball falls harmlessly to the ground. It's 4th down. And Eli Johnson, who's been a busy boy, comes in to punt it away for Beloit for what feels like the 7th or 8th time tonight. I will say, if you're a fan of punts, this game has been electric. 11:52 left to go. Dax Leiker back deep to return for the Ellsworth Bearcats. Actually, that might... Trying to see with the sleeve there on the left arm, that might actually be Landon Johnson. See if they get a chance to return this. It is Leiker. He hauls it in at the 20, makes the first man miss. Now to the sideline, across to the 40, takes a shot at the 45-yard line. Boy, a big hit delivered that time on the Beloit side of things. That was Colton Adolph who came in and laid the boom. And another candidate for that Salina Pain Clinic hit of the game. But the result the same. Ellsworth puts the offense back on the field, only down by 1 possession. This is still manageable for Ellsworth, but you got to find a way to get it in soon. Bearcats trail by 7. We'll see what they want to do here on 1st and 10. The run game has not been there for the Bearcats. They have had just 1 carry of 9 or more yards today. And that handoff to Landon Johnson will not help add to that stat category as Johnson falls forward for a gain of 2. Seen less and less of the Tucker Goss quarterback run package here recently. That's another thing that I feel like, just given the way it's been played, Beloit saw an awful lot of on film, and they've done a good job of stopping it here in this game. Donley takes the snap. It is another handoff, and it's another gain of maybe 1 for Landon Johnson. I will remind you, Landon Johnson averaging 9.7 yards a carry. His longest carries tonight, 8, 6, and 4. So there's just not been a lot of running room, and I know I sound like a broken record, but that's been the way this game has gone. Ellsworth has continued sticking with the ground game, but there has not been much ground game to speak of for anybody wearing the black and red tonight. 3rd down and 5. They will go with the direct snap. It's a carry up the middle once again. That's the run package that I was talking about with Tucker Goss, but he is shy of the sticks. He does pick up 3. Have to see if Ellsworth wants to keep the offense on the field. They may want to roll the dice just inside Beloit territory, and I think they are. We'll see if they come out in a punt formation here, if they do try to go for it on 4th and 3. And I like the call from Coach Amolka. They're going to roll the dice. Bearcat offense on the field. They trail it 14-7. 4th down and 2. They want to run that direct run, and it is stuffed. Beloit comes up with the stop. Tucker Goss never had a chance. Eli Johnson wraps him up in the backfield, and it's a turnover on downs to give Beloit the ball back right around midfield. Eli Johnson has been something special this season. He's only listed as having 2 sacks on the official stat sheet, but I think it's more than that. That a big tackle for loss to get his offense back on the field. With a 1-score lead, I mean, if you're Beloit, you also got to feel like you score one more time. You got this game where you want it. Low snap, they want to go to the air, fire it out far side, catch made, far 50-yard line, and brought down after a gain of 6. That is the second catch of the day for Jacob Hand. And Hand picks that one up for 5. Weston has done all he's needed to do through the passing game. He's 5 of 7. So he has been very accurate. Hasn't needed to put anything up in terms of staggering yardage numbers. He's just needed to go to the air enough times to keep the Ellsworth defense guessing. Rexroth in the right hip pocket. They will fake the handoff. They want to run this directly left side. And Weston is shoved out of bounds for a loss of 2. He does not run much. Jackson Weston officially this season has only 5 credited carries for negative 25 yards, which tells you those are sacks. And may have been a bad mesh that time with Rexroth. I don't know that he meant to hold on to that. Either way, it sets up a 3rd down and 7. Clock continues to run with 8:20 to go. Beloit just looking to pick up first downs and extend this drive out for as long as they can. They will go to the air. Jackson Weston fires it out on the screen. It's incomplete. They were looking for Rexroth, and just an underthrown ball brings up 4th down in a likely punting situation here for Beloit. And the Bearcats, I know I keep saying it, they're hoping they can get a chance to return one of these. I am surprised that Liker has not slid up, considering the kick is still going into the wind, and that wind has killed a lot of these kicks. Again, it is a low kick. It'll roll here. Beloit controls it. They will down it at the 15-yard line, and with 7:57 remaining in the ballgame, that is where the offense will come onto the field here for the Ellsworth Bearcats. As the 11th punt of the day here in a 14-7 ball game. Again, it puts Will Donnelly and company back on the field here for the Bearcats. If they want to come back and tie it, they're going to need to go the length of the field. And a handoff to Landon Johnson will go for nothing off the left side. Even with the way Beloit has played, with how well they've stopped the run in this game, you still feel like Landon Johnson's just due to break one. We've seen it so many times. They've tried to go up the middle. They've tried to go off the tackles. They've tried to toss it to the outside. They've tried to throw it to him in the screen game. Nothing has been there. But when you have a player as explosive as Landon Johnson, all you need is one seam, one peak of daylight, and he'll do the rest. Beloit trying to make sure that they do not get that chance. Shotgun set once again. They'll take it. It's another handoff to Johnson. It's another stop for Beloit. And it's another 3rd and 10 for the Bearcats. If you want to look at all the drives from this game, Beloit scored on a 65-yard touchdown run, punt, 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 touchdown to Liker in the passing game, fumble, punt, fumble. And then you had the bad snap on the punt that led to a turnover on downs, a sack for a turnover on downs, the pick six, and since then, punt, 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 turnover on downs, punt. Great defensive showing from both teams. Pistol set, 3rd and 10. Donley fires it out. Catch made over the middle, but shy of the sticks. No, they say he got it. That's enough for a first down. A huge pickup as they go to Dax Liker over the middle. Call it a gain of 10. That's big for Donley. It's just his 3rd completion of the day on his 8th attempt. And a reassuring sign, but that clock continues to be a factor with just 6:10 left to go. You're getting into that territory for Ellsworth. You probably don't have time to turn it over one more time. They do still have all 3 of their timeouts. See what they have in store here as they go back into the shotgun once again with Will Donley. Back to the air. Donley fires out left side. Intercepted again. Beloit takes it away at the 40-yard line, and that might just do it. Alex Laughlin comes up with the pick at the 40, and that might put this game on ice with 5:41 left to go. There is a Bearcat down. They will get him some medical attention there at the far side of the field. And that is a good sign. Able to get up off the turf and walk off under his own power. I believe that is Tucker Goss. Beloit in a position right now. They just need to kill some more clock and also try to punch one in. Boy, they get another score here. This game is really over, but you know, in a normal football game, you still feel like there's a lot of time here. It just does not feel that way given the way this game has gone for either side. We'll step away for 30 back and when we return on the Salina Post Sports Network. Coverage tonight brought to you by Carico Implement.
When there is wastewater backing up into your home, time is crucial. Hours are precious to minimize the mess and damage. That is where Salina Septic Service looks out for you with direct access to their dispatch board, so you can schedule the first available appointment. Upload pictures and description of your problem on the Salina Septic Service website and secure your appointment 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Money-saving specials now and information on worry-free service plans when you visit salinasepticservice.com.
Beloit with the offense back on the field. They lead the way 14-7. They'll take the snap left side to Rexroth. Jumps up the middle here for a short gain. Ellsworth's goal, obviously, get the ball back, get it back quick. As they are trying everything in their power to try to keep Beloit from running down this clock. They do still have their 3 timeouts. Still too early to think about using them. But it seemed like with a little momentum in the passing game, that last drive might have been the best chance that they had to try to get the ball all the way down the field. Again, if you're Beloit at this point, you could go for it as if it's 4-down territory. But more than likely, if you come up on a 4th down, you're just going to try to punt it and make sure that Ellsworth has the length of the field to drive with as little time as possible. Of course, Beloit's thinking about going for the kill shot. They will hand it off up the middle, and there is no space there for Joel Rexroth, who lumbers ahead. He does find 3 yards, but the middle of the field has just not been available for either team in this game. Sets up a 3rd and 5. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this game. Still just a 14-7 score. And Beloit taking down as much of that clock as they can. 3rd down and 4. Big play coming up here. They will give up the middle. The Rexroth. Ellsworth stands him up. And there's no room to run for Joel Rexroth. And now that 4th down situation I talked about comes into play if you're Beloit, do you go for it and try to pick it up, or do you just try to pin Ellsworth deep in their own territory? This is no man's land, so you could see them going either way. Looks like they do want to keep the offense on the field here. With the wind coming in, I wouldn't trust, well, really any high school kicker, to be fair, from this range. And yeah, they will keep the offense on the field and try to go for it. Beloit looking to take a big step towards victory on 4th down and 4. Jackson Weston under pressure, uncorks one, down to the 10, and the catch is made. Boy, it's just a moss of an effort, as going up to get it is Jacob Hand, and it's a huge gain of 33 yards for the freshman phenom out of Beloit. That was good coverage, step for step, and Jacob Hand just went up and made a man's catch at the 5-yard line. And with 3:11 to go, Beloit is certainly going to keep the offense on the field now and go for A, as much time as they can take this down, but B, the kill shot if they can get this into the end zone. First and goal from the 6-yard line. Rexroth lined up directly behind Weston. They will give it to him up the middle. There goes Rexroth ahead. Does have a solid gain on the play. They're going to get him inside the 5. Actually, they're going to say inside the 3. Ellsworth will call their first timeout. We'll take it with them. Back with more when we return. It's the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, brought to you tonight by the good folks at Commercial Tire Center.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey, Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Welcome back inside on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, brought to you tonight by Carico Implement. And it's the Beloit Trojans in a really good spot now. They've got 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. They lead 14-7, just 2:42 left to play. One more touchdown would do it. Snap here, handoff, left side, trying to get to the edge. Ankle tackled at the 1 is Joel Rexroth. It's a gain of 2 on his 23rd carry of the day. Ellsworth calls their second timeout. And we will go ahead and take the timeout as well. Back with this big 3rd down play when we return. Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, brought to you tonight by Carico Implement.
Close your eyes. Now imagine yourself cheering from the bleachers at Salina South. Feel the pride of donning the colors of Salina Central. Picture the spirit of being part of the Sacred Heart community or the camaraderie at Southeast of Saline. Envision the thrill of supporting El Saline or Bennington. Visualize the unity in rallying for Minneapolis High. Now open your eyes and see yourself in team apparel from Messenger Total Promotions. Visit them in person in downtown Salina.
Want to remind you that coverage of tonight's game is brought to you by Commercial Tire Center, keeping you on the road from Salina to Ellsworth to Beloit. Commercial Tire Center, where service is everything. Also by Carico Implement in Ellsworth and Beloit. Right now, get 0% financing on select equipment. Contact your Carico sales team in Ellsworth or Beloit. Biggest play of the day coming up right here and right now. Nose of the football set down at the 1-yard line. It is 3rd down and goal. 2:36 left to go. Ellsworth only has 1 timeout left. If they get the stop, they can get a chance to get it back. But quickly up to the line. Beloit wanting to rush this. Do they run the quarterback sneak? No, it's a handoff to the up man. They pile him into the end zone, and it's a touchdown for the Beloit Trojans. That is going to be the dagger, and the Trojans will get out of town with a huge win over Ellsworth. Have to wait on the final with 2:29 left to go, but you got to think, pending something crazy, that is just about going to do it. That's the first time all game we've seen Beloit come out in that package. And it's going to net them 6 points. They will keep the offense on the field and go for 2, as Beloit is prone to do, probably. You never know. They might just kick the PAT. At this point, it's 2 possessions any way you slice it. And, yep, they will keep the offense out there. Jackson Weston once again takes the snap. It's a 3-step drop, throws a fade to the back corner. It's incomplete. And the kickoff pending here for Beloit, but they've taken a 20-7 lead with 2:30 left to go. Back when we return on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers.
Are you looking for a professional change? Salina Regional Health Center has immediate openings with our financial and revenue cycle departments. We are seeking highly motivated professionals for the following key positions: registrar, certified professional coder, health information management associate, financial counselors, and medical billing specialists. These full-time roles offer competitive salaries, comprehensive benefits, and in many cases, flexible scheduling with generous time-off policies. At Salina Regional Health Center, we foster a collaborative and supportive team environment. Interested candidates are invited to apply directly through our website at srhc.com. For further inquiries about these opportunities and others, please contact me, Tess Madro, in Human Resources at 785-452-7026. Salina Regional Health Center, taking care of you so you can care for others. It's the Salina Regional Health Center way.
Welcome back in here on our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Tyler Henry alongside you. Time for one more kickoff as Beloit will send another squibber that will roll out of bounds. And yeah, at the end of the day, priority number 1 for Beloit today has been do not kick the ball to Landon Johnson. And I can't say that I blamed him. We've seen Johnson break off huge returns for touchdowns all season long. So Ellsworth puts the offense back on the field. 2:29 left to go. It's going to have to be passing situations probably most of the rest of the way, especially considering they have not found much in the ground game. We'll see what they have in store here as once again Will Donnelly comes out in a shotgun set. He's got Landon Johnson lined up to his right. Take the snap here, steps up in the pocket, fires this, incomplete, looking to go on the right side. Good coverage there. Clock stops with 2:25 left to go as this does feel like the last gasp for Ellsworth. They were looking for Dax Leiker, the leading receiver on the team. Leiker just not in position to haul it in. And it's 2nd down and 10 here for Ellsworth. Just a reminder, coming up next week, we will have coverage of Salina Central's battle with Goddard in Salina. That coming your way on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week for Week 8 before we get into playoff football. Maybe some early movement that time. No whistle and a ball that is just thrown away there. As I think they were looking for McGowan on that far sideline, but it's incomplete and it sets up a 3rd down and 10. Also, just a reminder, if you enjoyed coverage of tonight's game, feel free to go and hit the subscribe button. It really does help us out a lot and continue to bring you all the best in local high school sports coverage here on Salina Post. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter or X or whatever the kids call it these days. 3rd and 10. Another snap, another handoff up the middle, and another gain of 2 for Landon Johnson. It's going to bring up 4th down. And one last chance for the Ellsworth Bearcats to try and move the football here. Beloit just capitalizing on the mistakes. The only blown run coverage of the entire day led to a 65-yard touchdown run for Joel Rexroth. One of the only 2 interceptions of the day led to A pick 6 for Jennings Sloan. Here's your ball game right here. 4th down and 8. Drop back for Donnelly. Wants to go deep down the near sideline. It's incomplete. And that should just about do it as Ellsworth turns the ball over on downs, and the Beloit Trojans will take over with 1:35 to go. They should take over in victory formation, ready to wrap this game up and walk out of town with a record of 5-2 going into a pivotal Week 8 matchup against Russell. Take a look at where both teams are next week. For Ellsworth, things don't get any easier. They do return home, but it's to face southeast of Salina. The Trojans looking to remain undefeated here tonight. Have a check of their score on our postgame Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Ellsworth going to fall to 5-2. Same record as these very Beloit Trojans. And it will be, no, they do want to continue running plays here. They will take that off the right side. It goes for a gain of 4 with 1:27 left to go. Well, southeast of Salina wasn't a battle with Halstead. It was a 14-7 game. At the half, it is a 38-7 game now. So safe to say that southeast of Salina tightened some things up there in the second half, and they are rolling to a victory. Meanwhile, Sacred Heart is in a good one with Harrington. 22-16 is the score there. Again, that's another check of our Bennington State Bank scoreboard. We'll get you some more scores before all is said and done here. Inside the final minute, now it looks like Beloit will indeed duck into the victory formation. They need to take 1, maybe 2 more knees, depending on when they take the snap here with that 40-second play clock. They will settle in, step back, take a knee, and that should do it. Beloit is going to get out of town with a 20-7 victory. A staunch defensive effort here for the Beloit Trojans on the road. And again, they get the win here today. Your final score, 20-7. Back to wrap it up on the postgame when we return here on the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, brought to you by Carico Implement.
At Vernon Jewelers, we are celebrating 140 years of our family serving yours, serving you with the best in prices, quality, and the service to back it up. You can trust us for your unique custom pieces and any repair you may need. And just because we've been around for 140 years doesn't mean we are old and out of touch. It just means we're really good at what we do. Now is the time to shop for the holiday. Come see us in downtown Salina and look for the iconic Vernon Jewelers sign on Santa Fe, here for you since 1884.
Summer travel can damage and destroy your tires. Commercial Tire Centers encourages you to check for proper inflation. Underinflation or overinflation, along with the extreme Kansas heat, can cause a blowout, damage to your vehicle, and even cause accidents. Make sure your passenger car, truck, RV, and trailer tires are all ready to hit the road when you visit Commercial Tire. We'll even check your spare tire. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Welcome back in one last time on the campus of Ellsworth High School. Tyler Henry here to put the finishing touches on this, a 20-7 win for Beloit. And as we go to wrap things up, let's go ahead and take one last check of our Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Got a lot of third quarter scores to pass along to you. Well, maybe not a lot, but we do have some third quarter scores. Wamego leads Clay Center 21-12. That's a good battle of NCKL schools. Meanwhile, El Saline, they picked up a 58-8 win over Gossel. Hillsborough knocked off Lions 13-0. That with implications for district play. And checking our 5A schools, Salina South, they're on their way. 35-14, they lead over Campus going into the fourth quarter. Meanwhile, Salina Central still locked in a battle with Andover. 14-14 is the score in that contest. We will take a quick check here. Again, already gave the scores to you on the other side, but in case you're wondering, southeast of Salina does currently hold a 38-7 lead over the Halstead Dragons, and Sacred Heart trying to tick it all the way down to the wire and take away the victory from Harrington, who's looking to come back in this contest. 22-16 is the score there. That's one last check of your Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Last thing for you here, the smart play of the game, presented by Smart Insurance with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. And for that, we turn to the pick six by Jennings Sloan that put Beloit back on top and in the driver's seat, took the interception at the 50-yard line, bobbed and weaved his way through traffic, and ultimately got the victory for Beloit. Again, it was a 65-yard Joel Rexroth touchdown run to start this game. A quick response by Ellsworth, who hooked it up from Donley to Liker on a 23-yard touchdown pass, but from there, only 2 touchdowns. Both belong to Beloit. The pick six for Jennings Sloan, and the 1-yard touchdown rush set up by the second of 2 interceptions on the day leads you to Beloit's victory 20-7. That'll wrap it up for us, but again, we are back next week for another Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week as Salina Central takes on Goddard. Until then, I've been Tyler Henry. I want to say thank you again so much for tuning in. Coverage of tonight's game is presented by the good folks at Commercial Tire Centers and by Carico Implement in Ellsworth and Salina.
This has been a presentation of your Game of the Week, presented by Eagle Communications and Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.